All show long, we've been telling you about a special guest with a big announcement. Said special guest, Carson Hocevar. You ready to break the news?
Yeah, I mean, I'm super excited to finally announce. It's probably been one of the worst kept secrets.
I think it's been well kept, okay? I think it's been well kept.
But I'm super excited to finally be heading towards the Cup Series full time with Spire Motorsports with the 77 machine and everything they have there and the great folks at Spire Motorsports.
All right, starting next season. So, talk us through how this went down, when you got word, when you officially found out.
Honestly, it started all right after Gateway. It started early talks, trying to figure out, how to really make it happen. I didn't have it lined up. I wasn't even sure if I was going to go Xfinity racing and, just trying to figure out all the parts and pieces. And obviously, finally got it together. And then Spire was like, hey, we have some stuff we have to button up on our end. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of weird, whatever, no big deal. And, so it kind of delayed my announcement of what I thought. And then all of a sudden, they're buying buildings and race teams and, soon they're probably going to buy a country or something at this point. And I'm like, man, okay, they had a little bit more of the button up than I thought. So it's super cool, super proud to be a part of this team and already have the growth that's there. They're doing a lot on the back end that is just making me that more excited to walk into that building next year and see the beautiful shop that they'll have, let alone all the great faces that are there that are prepared to work on the really good race cars.
Yeah. So Carson, I've obviously watched you come up to the trucks, and then Regan and I were talking earlier about the Cup Series and what you've done in it. We were talking about Bristol. I was at Texas watching from up above in a suite, not in the grandstand, the suite. And so we were very impressed. We're like, how in the world did you adapt to this car so quickly? I mean, what brought that on? Testing? Did you do testing for other people, simulator? But what makes you feel comfortable? You look so comfortable in it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot. Honestly, before Gateway, I'd done a year and a half at that time worth of work for Trackhouse. So I've seen all the, the horror stories per se of, just learning this car, all the tire issues, just everything, the development from start to finish of the car, learning a little bit on setup stuff, but just more so the feel of everything. So, once I got in these cars, the first thing at Gateway, I'm like, oh, is it going to do this? Is it going to do this? They're like, oh, no, we fixed that. I was like, well, if I cross the apron, is the tire going to blow? No, we fixed that. I'm like, okay, so if I did, no, then we fixed that. I'm like, oh, okay. So, I was just more so confident that, just being aggressive with the race car. I think a lot of people, when they get in these cars, they still have those horror stories. They're afraid to crash these things. They're afraid on edge. And, honestly, they tell me all the time, they're like, hey, can we not have a miraculous save or something this week? Or, can we not have a picture with your dead sideways and, touching the wall? And I'm like, well, I'm being, about 100% or 99%, as we've always said. So, I've been able to be on the limit of this car and be able to find that really rather quickly. But, honestly, all the sim work has really gave me a lot more confidence of the car. And it's just allowed me to find the edge, not learn the whole car and restart and learn all the ins and pieces. Felt like I knew all the basics going in. I just had to figure out how to be on that limit and on that limit for 500 miles.
You talk about finding that limit, and I think something else this year that me watching from the outside I've noticed is that it appears you found that limit as to when to push and when not to push also, whether it's in the trucks or in the Cup car, and that's part of that maturity process as a driver growing. You've got, 7 Cup starts now, you'll get 4 more before the season's over. How important are those starts for you as you look forward to next year and what you need to do in the Cup car? And a lot of relationships in the Cup garage, you're building those right now. You're gaining that trust. Is that important as well?
Yeah, it's huge. Honestly, I mean, it's massive. Honestly, that's another reason why I was excited I could run Talladega. Even my truck team was like, hey, relax at Talladega. I'm like, no, I need to be really aggressive. I got to learn. And, that race, how often do you get a super speedway race where you have nothing on the line? Nothing really matters. You can go out and be aggressive. So, I was nonstop making moves, trying to push, learn, and, just getting a lot of practice and everywhere else we ran. It's the same deal. It's crazy where, I've started, intros, you're not really talking to anybody. All the Cup guys are up there. And, just in a few weeks now, I'm talking to a handful of guys or even guys that, I've had issues with or, just really wouldn't know. they come up to me and say I'm doing a good job, or they're asking me questions. I'm like, man, yeah, like I should be asking y'all. So it's been super cool, and it's gonna nothing but just help for next year.
Doesn't he seem super calm like that? I think that like you talk to athletes, and one of the qualities I think that for great athletes is to just stay calm under high pressure situations, and even when things are really, really good, to be the same person. And you just seem so calm. I mean, you just announced that you're going truck racing, something that every young driver hopes to do. So it's awesome. It's awesome to be here for this announcement. I know this season, not just this announcement, has been really special for you. A lot of firsts, a lot of opportunities to impress, which you obviously have done. Take a look at some of them.
So much momentum lately for Carson Hocevar.
Sanchez gets sideways. He wrecks. Carson Hocevar wins for the first time.
Carson Hocevar, who wins at Nashville.
Wow, what a race for Carson Hocevar.
His third win of the season comes at Richmond, delivering at every level. His confidence is up.
Smiling when you watch those highlights. What's the season been like for you?
Oh, it's been a lot of fun. We've had a lot of speed with our trucks this year. Even just watching those, all I was thinking about was like, man, those are really fun. But I was thinking about the 2 or 3 that we've let get away, or we've had, we could be better at. But super fun. Field goal is so good. Our Nice team is really clicking all of the right steps this year. That every single time we go to the racetrack, it seems like we're really fast, which is always a lot of fun. And I found something I like a little bit more than racing is celebrating after racing. So that's been a lot more fun too. So, excited. We are looking really good for, points wise going into Homestead, that, we can breathe a little bit and get ready for Phoenix. Hopefully, knock on wood that we get through Homestead solid, and, we can have a really good shot come Phoenix time.
Certainly having fun. A big part of that is winning. We know you got plenty of wins this year. I know Richmond and Nashville, they both come to mind off the top of my head. But with all that said, there's still one more prize that's left out there. Now that we know your plans, now that we know you're going cup racing, how important is it going to be for you to go out and finish on top? Go out there and be not only battling at Phoenix, we get that championship.
Yeah, well, I don't foresee myself racing for a cup championship next year, right away, right?
You never know.
You never know by any means, but not like we're in the spot right now. Where we're second in points, really solid. Plus 23 spots. It's not points to me, it's spots. So that's super big to have that comfort zone and going in, and super excited. If I could, win a truck race on Friday and then go drive a cup car on Sunday at Phoenix, that would be super special. And, I could at least be the champion before the champion, right, on Sunday, and be able to walk into that garage and, go home and celebrate with all the folks I've been with Nice for now 4 years. And, super excited and just thankful for the opportunity, but also too, it takes a lot of pressure off me. I don't have to go out and be desperate and feel like I have to win to keep my job. Now it's just all for fun and collecting a trophy and getting Al Nice what he was one spot short in 2019 with.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask you one thing about the Homestead in Phoenix. I mean, obviously you talked about you got a cushion going in. You've only been to Homestead once, I think, in the truck, so that's kind of preparation for it. Then also the competition. Who do you see as the toughest guys going into it? You have a good day. You're going to Phoenix. You're ready for that. Everything going good. Who do you see as your toughest competitor getting there?
It's definitely got to be the 11, right? He's been sitting there working on their Phoenix truck for almost a month, but now, they're going to be super tough. The 19's been really fast in the playoffs. Honestly, they're all really fast, and it seems like anytime it comes to Phoenix, they're all 1, 2, 3, 4 anyways, no matter who it is. And, so you're going to have to be the best of your best and have the best stuff. And, honestly, I think the toughest part for us is going to be beating ourselves. We have all this time in the simulator. We have all this time to breathe. We have a while, to prepare for one race, 1.5 races per se. It's just trying to get all the little details right. Just make sure we don't overthink, but we don't overlook either. So, Phil Seals feels super good. He's reminded me a lot of time that he's very anxious, very nervous, but very excited as well, just because he knows, what's within our grasp. Honestly, we feel like we could be a champion, and we're working like we can be.
Well, good luck to that. I think you were here, sitting right there, actually, when you announced your first start in the Cup Series. So you have to come back and make all the announcements. We're going to let you get to your cell phone.
Chair.
Yeah,
I'm sure that your cell phone is